Blackstone presents Above the Fire by Michael O'Donnell. This book is read by Robert Fass. For James. It was impossible to convey what it feels like up there to those who have stayed below. Paolo Cognetti, The 8 Mountains. 1. The boy and his father broke through the tree line and felt the sun on their faces. Rocks that had been in shadow were replaced by others warm to the touch. They paused to catch their breath and take in the view. The last few sections of trail had been steep, but the boy had refused to stop and rest. He seemed determined to display his strength and outpace his companion. Now he relented at last. They drank water. Standing on a blade-shaped promontory made of shale, they gazed silently in all directions. The sound of their breathing competed only with an occasional gust of wind. Golden afternoon light illuminated a dozen peaks as well as the valley to the east. Thousands of trees filled the space below them under a vast expanse of sky. The man placed a hand on his son's shoulder. Such was their relative height that this seemed to be the hand's natural resting place. Before them the trail descended to a small cluster of structures which lay sheltered in a hollow upon the saddle between two peaks. The main cabin had the size and proportions of a house. A planked deck surrounded it on 3 sides. Behind it, on pallets, rested 2 large plastic tanks for storing water. Another smaller hut stood adjacent. At a distance of 20 yards was a platform where 4 slender wooden stalls had been erected at the edge of a small rock face. If this was like the previous night's cabin, the man knew, these would be the outhouses. An all-terrain vehicle stood idle beneath a crude lean-to shelter. In between these various structures, among the rocks and boulders and beneath prayer flags strung above, were several picnic tables where the bright garments of other backpackers stood out against the mild colors of the earth. They picked their way down into the camp. As they hiked into the alpine bowl, the wind disappeared altogether, and the sound of their walking poles against the rocks made a loud report. Scrubby brush and stunted greenery, accented by yellow wildflowers, lined the trail on either side. Crude timber walkways crossed over parts of the path that had grown muddy from frequent use. The damp wood lay soft and pockmarked, flexing underfoot.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?